What up, dogs? You might be wondering, what the hell is this piece of crap? Well, this is a map. Now, it doesn't look like anything you've ever seen before, and there's all kinds of crap over on this map. But this is the map we, a group of people from our EU3/4 community decided to make for our Age of Mythology games. So we now have a map, and we're doing a whole roleplay thing in Age of Mythology. We're no longer just playing it. Each one of us has his own thing, his own nation. There's all kinds of people over on this map. There's me, Tudoria, and then there's this badass, mighty Sebian Empire, and there's all kinds of other people. There's Luce, Angelo. There's this guy, which I don't know, and you don't know, and he doesn't really play that much, but whatever. There's Marto. There's FDR, there's Bass, Fugly, George, Duke, Kyle, DVD. Do you actually know DVD? Probably. Do you? I don't know. There's Gaim right here. There's Blogman. All kinds of people. I hope you know most of them. Because, yeah. Not gonna introduce them to you because I'm not a cool kid like that. But yeah. So, you might be wondering, oh, well, what's up with this map? Well, there's not much up with it. It's just the map that we use to play Age of Mythology. I just thought that it would be cool to present it to you now before I start presenting you our most recent Age of Mythology games, because we've been playing quite a lot of games recently, and I just wanted to share some of them with you guys. I mean, I do have some replays that I will play for you. So without further ado, let's go into the first game. First game is a match between me, the teeny tiny thing here, and big old Sebian Empire. A 1v1 against the Sebian Empire. Thing is, I was really tense this game because I really wanted to beat Seb and to I tried to prove my superiority, but it ended up not working out really, unfortunately, because Seb is apparently a better player than me, even though I took a whole lot of time studying everything and every aspect about this game and going over to the forums and asking the pros and everything. So yeah, this was a very tense match. Now, I hope I didn't. Did I spoil the results already? I hope I didn't. Anyway, before I do, let's get into the recording / replay / whatever. All right, I don't know how this will look, but I hope it's all fine. So. Wait, what am I doing? Okay. Now, this is the recorded game you wanted to see. This right here is ISIS, me, versus Oranos, Seb, and the map is called Anatolia. This is Anatolia. I'm here, Seb is here. Now, a few first comments on the map. Yeah, as you can hopefully see, the location of the town centers is quite significantly in the favor of my opponent here. You can clearly see that he has two town centers at the immediate vicinity, and on the very edge of his part of the map. And I only have one of those. While my other possible expansion is right here. Obviously the other ones are really defendable for me, so I end up with having this as my only option. And I would like you to remember that throughout the game, because that ends up influencing the outcome quite significantly. Anyhow, so I'm following a quite typical strategy I've seen on the forums. It basically means that I'm gonna try to rush for the heroic age as soon as possible. Not really rush, but just do it as fast as possible, and then use whatever advantages that gives me in order to kill my opponent. While Seb is... I don't know how to call this strategy. It's just the typical thing that he does. He's not too aggressive, but he has some troops early on. I don't know, just plays the game, let's put it that way. So yeah, you see me here, I'm gathering food, I'm gathering gold. This guy's... Please tell me I'm doing something with this guy eventually. Please do something, dude. Oh god. Why? This was a very, like, tense game for me. You know, I was really stressed out. Oh my god, I'm playing against Seb. Oh my god. That ended up in me doing some quite silly mistakes. But yeah, I think at this point I'm gonna get this guy moving. I hope. Please. Oh, well, whatever, let's not bother with that. Oh, there he goes, yeah. There you go. So, I had this tiny pack of hunt here. I'm gonna get the berries here. That's pretty much all the hunt I start with. Then I explore this. And to be honest, that's pretty much all the hunting I do this game. I didn't do that much hunting, and I kind of stopped when I got to heroic. I think I did this, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I kind of stopped hunting for the big part when I got to heroic. I sort of based myself on goats, and mostly fishing, actually. Because this game I was actually allowed free fishing. Seb did not make one single attack ship the entire game. And I ended up having fish on both sides of the map. Not too much. I could have probably done this. Not sure if I would have been successful, but what I could have done without any competition is I could have made docks all along and just get all this fish. But, the thing is that, you know, land troops can also kill dogs, so I ended up not doing that, because, you know, the risk was not worth it. And yeah, at this point, move on to the berries. I'm getting actually quite a bit of wood, because I need it for the fish, making houses. There's another silly mistake. I don't think I should have made that house there. I should probably surround my towers, and I do eventually surround some towers, but it's not like it made the difference this game. You'll see what made the difference this game anyway. Let's see, how am I doing? I'm also scouting quite successfully. I got most of my half of the map scouted. I placed down obelisks kind of aggressively. I'm like, you can see here, I'm right next to him. But yeah, I do that to get some precious scout. He's doing some scouting. He's got his edge of the map sort of scouted by now, but you'll see that he didn't really scout basically any of my half of map, other than, you know, with his armies, which doesn't really count as scouting. But I mean, early game, before we got into fighting, he had really no idea what I was doing. He didn't really need to, I guess. You know, that's one thing I guess I could say about the strategy that I have, is that it's very predictable. You know, like, you know pretty much exactly what your opponent is gonna do and how to counter it. Technically. Some when you get to heroic is when you get the diversification, and you know that's when you need to hold your pants and you know, get your shit together and everything. So I'm doing that. Seb is, you know, doing quite well. He's hunting as well. It's quite I find it quite weird that I'm not sure how or why, but this is the first game I ever see this guy hunting, and it's actually pretty damn weird. I mean, hunting at an actual, you know, game long level, because obviously most people hunt all along the like to get their initial food, but this guy this guy actually hunted for pretty much the entire game, and it's the first time he ever did that. I guess this game was a game where he kind of took me by surprise, I would say, because I was how can I say that? If you look back at the videos I made like a while back, actually, the one video I made of me playing against him, a while back it was. But yeah, I did a video playing against him, and back then I basically had little idea of what I was doing. I was nowhere near what I am right now. I was decent, but still, and he afforded to take me easy, you know, like no hunting, just farms, like no raids, no nothing. You know, he didn't really need to play properly in order to beat me back then. And I was used to him not playing properly because of that, you know, because I never. This is technically the first time we have a 1v1 where I play seriously, and thus is the first time he responds with some serious plays, and he kind of took me by surprise because of that. So regardless, here I am surrounding that. Oops. Here I am surrounding that tower. I'm getting upgrades. I'm getting everything. I was kind of lacking in upgrades this game for some silly reason. I guess, again, I wasn't really focusing on what I had to, but you can see here, I only have the hunting dogs, while he has hunting dogs, hand axe, and pickaxe. So that's a bit silly, but I think I recuperate eventually. It does have like a lot of villagers on food, and it might not seem like a lot. In fact, you know, it might not seem like he has a lot of economy at all compared to me. Like here it says he has 7 on food, 3 on wood, 1 on gold, while I have 15, 4, and 7. But he has the Atlanteans, which means that his villagers are basically 3 times as good as mine, roughly. Yeah, they gather about almost 3 times as fast as me, but they also have the advantage of having these little donkeys here, and those donkeys can what's it called? They act as storehouses, you know. Like I have all these like mining camps and all these lumber camps and granaries and everything, and I need to carry resources from the spot to the granary. He doesn't need to do that. He just has that one donkey that is doing everything for him. Little bastard. Anyhow, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm hunting this spot, which is actually a very good spot, and in retrospect, I should have probably like invested more into it because I didn't get to get all of it. But I'm doing that, and as you just saw, I got to the classical. Yeah, I got my lion, my sphinx. I mean, he killed. I had this obelisk here that he killed with one of his citizens, I believe. So I'm kind of lacking a notion of what he's doing now, which is quite bad. I spot this town center here, but I don't quite have the resources to get it secured, because I'm getting this town center, and I also want to save up for the fast heroic age. I'm already lagging behind slightly from what I should be at. You know, you don't always get what you really want, I suppose. And then yeah, he's killing my other obelisk to kind of completely, you know, kill any kind of sight I have of his half of the map. And then I spot this. I spot his army, and then I decide. I hope I pull this priest out. No, I don't. Never mind. Yeah, I see that happening, and I get my lion to do something about it. I think. Let's see. What do I do? I hope I do something about it. I don't know. Yeah, this guy is to sort of give you an insight of what he normally does and what he actually did this game as well. He spams a lot of military buildings quite early on, and he does that, but he doesn't really produce much. He just has those military buildings. And then whenever he sees the half of the army, he just mass produces, and you know, he then gets to the point where he easily outnumbers me, coupled with the fact that he's very aggressive in grabbing town centers. Again, this map kind of gave him the advantage. And then he also got this one, which is a quite big loss for me, and it's probably what ended up losing me the game. But here I go with the fast heroic, fast-ish, which like normally I should do this around 8 minutes on good enough maps, where I have hunt and everything, and I did have hunt this game, so I shouldn't complain about it. Even more so, I had fish. I'm not sure if that's a setback or a bonus, whatever. So yeah, I do that. I get everything sorted. I get a couple barracks, trying to, you know, put up a fight against those derpiders that were derpidering around here somewhere. Where they? I don't know. I guess he's having some scouting here. Oh, there are the derpiders. Yeah, they're engaging my Sphinx. He made one of them a hero, so that my Sphinx would suffer more damage from that guy. And yeah, I spot this. I spot that he's making a town center. You can see now. I don't really have a good idea of what he's doing. So yeah, I see that the Sphinx is, you know, kind of surrounded, kind of pinned down. Not much I can do about it. So I decide that the best thing I can do in this situation is, I'm just gonna go and kill his citizen, and I did. Which, you know, delayed his town center, so that's decent, I suppose. Anyway, meantime, I got my heroic age. I'm getting farms down. I got this town center at some point. So yeah, at this point, soon enough, I'm gonna go ahead and build some forts, I believe, when I have the gold for it. Yeah, there you go. Use the prosperity with like 13 villagers. That basically is, it makes your villagers get the gold like crazy. That's what prosperity does. So yeah. Meanwhile, he invokes a carnivore here, but I don't worry about it because I have the Leviathan, which can kill it. So we're all fine. This guy is a beast. He's such a fucking beast. He has, can't even see. He has a lot of HP. Let me just tell you that. Yeah, this mine runs out, and I get a gold camp here. Start mining this one with 15 villagers. That's decent. I'm saving up the gold for, as I said, the forts. Meanwhile, he gets this military base started. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this villager is gonna make it. So that's happening, and should probably have more. You see, this is kind of what my major disadvantage against this guy is that I kind of lack map control to kind of, you know, make sure to keep him in check and make sure that he doesn't do this kind of stuff. But Yeah, he realizes that he can easily counter these Axemen with with the Kyra Ballistae, to which I don't really have any, oops, what the fuck, to which I don't really have any counter, before I get my elephants. So, I do spot them, and, I think I'm gonna try to I make him use his god power there, his shockwave, but he has like 4 of them, so it's not that big a deal for him. I do pull back at this fight, seeing as there's not much to gain for me, because he's making Kyra Ballistae like crazy. So, at this point I decide that, yeah, my barracks are not gonna be able to do anything, so I just make a stronghold. Hoping to mass some elephants, some chariots, some whatever. But then he does this, and you might if you look at his games, you can see that he does this quite a lot. It's not really a big advantage. It's just the thing that he does. He always makes these perfectly rectangular structures. Slash military bases. I don't know how or why, but he does that, and I think it's amazing. I mean, I find it quite cool and shit. But yeah, here I have a few boats, hoping that I can wreak some havoc on whatever dock he has. But I realize that there is no dock here, so you know. I'm not sure what to expect. I mean, he's not fishing, obviously. He should technically have a disadvantage. He did fish a bit over here, and I didn't scout that. But that's like only 6 fishing ships. I think throughout the game he didn't even upgrade them to the max. I think he only stuck with this upgrade, the purse sane, whatever that means. But yeah, he got to the heroic age. About now, I think. Yeah, he has he's getting all the 4 town centers over here in the back, so he's already getting a massive advantage over me because of the 4 town centers. I can't really do much about that. And I have no idea what's going on with this replay, but there's all kinds of random shit like that. You can see these guys standing sideways, floating through air. But yeah, that tends to happen quite a lot. Not sure what I'm doing at this point. I didn't scout out any of this, which is a bit silly, or any of that for that matter. I guess I couldn't really afford the time to like bother with map control. Because at this point I was multitasking like crazy. I'm not used to doing this kind of stuff. I'm not like 400 APM. I'm not sure how to get 400 APM, but I guess, you know, I'm not that practiced into the game, and people say that APM just comes with time and practice and everything. So, you know, I'm just hoping for the best, and eventually I'm gonna be good enough at the game. I shouldn't bother with it. Anyhow, he's got that going. I got this going. Soon enough gonna make elephants, I believe. Not sure if I should go for elephants or chariots. Meanwhile, I get this to collapse, so I believe I'm gonna get all these people over to that gold mine. I'm pretty sure I discovered those ones as well. Yeah, I did. So, yeah, I know that I have that as an option. Then I spot this. He's making a palace. I'm trying my best to prevent it, and then my guys just spaz out there. Seriously, I have no idea what the fuck is up with that, but still. Yeah, I can't do much about it, because he probably countered me with the Kyra Ballistae. I didn't get the elephants quite yet. But my economy's decent, I would say. I have 27 villagers slash boats making farms. I have this going in the back. I have a couple siege works. Slightly late, but better later than never, I suppose. So yeah, I guess he's gonna get that up, and that's a huge hit for me because that basically gives him control over this narrow passing here. Not I guess it's not protecting that much, except this town center here is what made the difference this game. Along with, of course, the fact that he had like 3 others here in the back that I could never possibly touch. But yeah, what do I do here? Oh, there's the markets. So preparing for Mythic. No, Mythic is not. I guess most people don't integrate it into their strategy. Supposedly you should probably like get your opponent dead when you hit heroic, and that's why you strive to hit it before him by quite a significant bit of time. So I have some elephants going, but by far not enough. For some reason I'm not making more yet. I'm kinda lacking gold. I believe at this point, yeah, I do have the upgrade. I have pretty much every upgrade I need except for the wooden upgrades. God damn it! Every time I click out of the window, like, oh, it stops the music. It's annoying. Anyhow, so yeah, this is what's going on. He's kind of raiding this spot, which is not a huge value to me, but I still try to defend it just because it's a strategical position. He can go in through here and hit my military base here, and that would have quite catastrophic results, I suppose. And then there's more spazzing out, because hey, I guess that's the trend in this game. I'm not sure why. I've never seen this kind of look at those guys going. Holy fuck, they're like trying to be Superman, floating through the air, but they ended up just fucking being retarded. What was I about to say? Yeah, this is quite an important strategic position because he can get in through here and hit my military base and stop my production, and in turn, you know, that will eventually lose you games. This is a slight mistake that I do here. I make my elephants tank, you know, unnecessary damage from this thing. I didn't realize that there was a pathway through here. I was just assumed that the elephants would go this way. But yeah, there's this battle going here, and I'm kind of countered, so to speak, I believe. Then he uses that. He did that like 2 or 3 times this game, and that ended up being so annoying. Probably the worst thing he did to me this whole game, god power wise, was that whole chaos thing. That lost me so many elephants, and elephants are huge, huge in resources needed, huge in HP, huge in damage. They're just the fucking juggernauts of this game. I find them quite OP, but then here he is using them against me. So yeah, he's doing that, getting more palaces. As you can see here, he's got this sorted out. I tried to send out this thing and tried to do some damage to that, but I didn't really do it right. I should have these guys having them as a distraction, so that these guys wouldn't attack my my ram thing, my siege tower. Also, one thing that probably also lost me this game. I'm not entirely sure why, but at some point I just kind of stopped doing upgrades for my army, and that did have a huge impact. That probably was coupled with the town center disadvantage. That I don't know. I guess that was just luck for him. But yeah, that was the town disadvantage wasn't my fault. What was my fault and what probably lost the game was that the fact that I didn't really get to upgrade. I guess at this point I had the resources for it, but I was just so focused on microing everything that I kind of just forgot. Yeah, I was concerning with everything on all fronts and trying to keep my everything steady. I'm trying to make more forts, trying to get more elephants going. You know, it's quite easy to forget this kind of stuff. I'll be honest with you, especially if you're under such kinds of pressure. Also, idle villagers. That's so annoying to try to micro. Also, these archers. These archers were what killed me. Also, this. It's so hilarious, but so annoying when a carnivore just eats up one of your elephants. It's like, it's just the elephant won't even fit, but the carnivore eats it anyway, and it just looks weird. It's obviously a huge setback as an elephant, as I said, a juggernaut of your army, and you know they're probably the most precious part of it. But yeah, once I get these two forts going, I think they're gonna be set to making what's it called? Chariot archers, while these guys are making elephants. So I'm doing that. I'm already at my population cap. Another micro mistake I did. Not a huge one, but I'm lacking one house. I had a few houses over here for some silly reason, and he killed those, and I forgot to replace all of them. Yeah, I just forgot to. And I think right now I noticed that I have some spare resources that I could use to do Mythic Age. Well, he does that as well. And those archers, those are killer archers, I'm telling you. They're just so good. He did upgrade them. Trust me. That is huge. The fact that he upgraded them. Enormous. That's probably the main thing that lost me the game. From not upgrading my troops, but because not much can be done or said now. Yeah, at this point roughly, he kind of outnumbers me. He has these archers that are just killing me for some reason. They're supposed to be countered with cavalry, i.e. elephants, and slingers, but thing is that the elephants are so slow that the archers get a good few 2 or 3 volleys before the elephants can do any damage. So the elephants just drop like flies, and then slingers are just, you know, a net inferior. So yeah, he just did that. I basically had no counter to those archers, so he quickly realized that that's probably the best thing he can do, the best option he has. And so yeah, this is pretty much it, I guess, for the game. He just kind of out everything's me. If you take a second to pause the game here, you can see I have what? That's 60 villagers doing economy, villagers and fishing boats, I guess. While he has 16 doing wood and gold. He has 6 fishing ships, which I'll count separately because they're not like 3 times as efficient. But he has 9 food villagers, 9 wood villagers, and 7 gold villagers, which makes it a total of 25. Times that by 3, and you get to 75. Equivalent of 75 of my villagers, plus the 6 fishing ships, that you get 81 villagers, which is amazing. It's just 60 versus 81 is a huge setback. He also has these guys. I have long, camels going back and forth too, but yeah, it's just not enough. Coupled with the fact that he's countering my everything, and you know. Then I get to the Mythic Age myself, and probably a silly mistake is that I chose Osiris instead of the other guy, the Meteor guy. And so, yeah, the Son of Osiris, don't get me wrong, it's very good of a unit. It's just that in this situation, consider that I was doing multi-fronting and everything, and you can see that I wasn't really paying attention to him, and he just ends up dying just like that to archer fire, which is quite silly actually. Yeah, this is kind of a desperate measure. I should have done this a while ago. The Ancestors thing coupled with the Eclipse. But, I guess better later than never. I kinda did it at the point where the game was already, you know, lost. You can already see my resource, my resource base is depleted. I didn't really get to make any chariots. Apparently, I think I only had like a few of them because of the population limit. But yeah, yes, this is. At this point, looking at the match was already much in his favor. You can see even the points here. Yeah, not much can be said about that. So yeah, unit speed dropping. Yeah, that's not much. But I'm very ashamed of myself for doing that. I should have known better. I normally don't do this. It's just that I was so like hyped about this game, so I was so tense and everything. And I just wanted, I wanted to perform well so much that I ended up overthinking it. And I'm trying to focus on everything, but I end up not properly focusing on anything. Meanwhile, he gets that going. And, this is pretty much... I think this is pretty much almost where the game ends. Probably can just fast play it, because it's just me desperately trying to get more units going, and but not having the resources to support it. So that ends up happening. Yeah, you can clearly see that there's virtually no hope for me at this point. I just can't put up a force strong enough to fight against him. Thing is that not only like I did run out of resources, but the first thing I ran out of is population limit, and honestly there's no one I can really blame for that except for, you know, the gods of randomness that decided, hey, let's put 3 town centers over here in a totally defendable spot. So they did that. Those little bitches. From what I've seen previously, usually what happens is that you have 2 town centers on both edges, and then you have 2 of them that you gotta fight for in the middle. But instead, I guess in this match, they just decided to take one from the middle and put it over here. Yeah, they just did that. Thanks, guys. I guess my unit comp this game was a bit silly, because, I was kind of doing the same thing over and over again, even though it kind of didn't work. You can see that I'm just having these guys on repeat. I should've... Not sure why I didn't do this. This is such a silly mistake. I should have seen long ago that he's just spamming archers, and then I should just went ahead and made some camels in my fort. But I didn't. Just silly. I guess elephants are... As I said, elephants are good counters, But in this particular kind of point, they are useless simply because they're so slow, and you can just kill them on their way towards the archers. But yeah, chariot archers are not that good of a counter against mass archers, but he did have some arm reloads. So I guess that's the whole reasoning behind the axemen on the chariots. But still, I should have long ago realized that his the bulk of his force was archers and countered that. Oh well. So yeah, I ran out of resources. He was dominating this front. He would eventually go through and stop me over here. And so I pretty much conceded this. Anyway, that was I found it quite an enjoyable game. And I would like to say good game to my opponent here, Seb. And I hope you all enjoyed watching this, because I certainly did enjoy playing it and recording it and everything. And so, I shall see you again next time, whenever that is. Bye!